Hello Digidestins, this is Kyle D, better known as Ridemyavatar, and today I'm bringing you not one, but the 5 amazing security deck profiles that won out. We have a poll going on, and I want to say a special thanks to the subscribers. They are appearing right here, right now, and guys, let's hope for the best. Again, security control is a nasty threat in this format. Again, there's multiple ways of playing the deck. Again, there's a Mega Zoo variant that is a security control deck because they're just playing such beefy blockers that make it so that they're protecting their security. So it is technically a security control deck. So guys, without further ado, let's dive right in. So guys, the first security deck that we're going to cover is DanDevi / Yellow Security. Again, it's really nasty because again, DanDevi is one of your winning images that makes it so your opponent starts poking you. Guess what? Because you recover so much, they're going to start losing security without you having to touch them. Again, if you are going second, drop that DanDevi down ASAP. Doesn't matter what they try to do because either they're going to spend resources to draw up to DanDevi and then trash everything they have just to keep deleting DanDevi. But again, that's just how this deck plays out. Again, has a lot of great support cards that means a lot to it. So first off, we have Digimon. For the fact of the matter is, just there for the basic being able to cast your red spells. Next, we do play the Lucemon, so it's a really amazing card because again, you have 10 or more in your trash, which usually happens when you get down to this point. Again, recovery +1 is on play. Again, it comes in at 5. Nasty, nasty, nasty. All turns Digimon can only digivolve into a Lucemon. Hopefully we get a Lucemon evolution in set 7. Next we have Shademon. At the end of the battle, play this card without paying its memory cost, blocker, and then this Digimon cannot attack. Again, being the not attack function is not what we care about. We care about the coming in with security attacks is just what we want it to do, to be honest with you. Next, we play Magna Angemon for on-play trigger recovery +1, and then your turn if this Digimon gets +1000 DP for every 3 security stacks is it's inheritable. Again, the only card you're going to be digivolving on top of this with is Magna Germon. So Magna Germon is really nice, and again, we'll talk about her in a minute. Next, we have DanDevi. DanDevi is really nice because once per turn, when I said when a card is removed from your security stack, trash the top card of your deck of your opponent's security stack. Again, unless it's security control, this is your out in security control matchups because they can't handle DanDevi in the slightest. Next, we do have Magna Germon. So if you have 3 or fewer security cards, trigger recovery +2. When attacking, play 1 yellow level 3 Digimon card from your hand without paying its memory cost. Again, you're playing Lucemon. Congratulations. You're cheating in a 10k, make your opponent cry. Next, we have Omnimon Zawart Defeat. This is probably one of the reasons why security control kind of gets out of hand and people are really annoyed with the deck because again, Zawart Defeat introduces this weird thing. So when attacking, does not battle this security Digimon. So their Digimon survives, yours Digimon survives. Play this card without paying its memory cost. Really nasty, but when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's tamers, being able to kill off the ties, the TKs, anything that gains them 3 memory or anything really does help out. And on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. So again, being a 1-for-1 trade if they decide to kill it is nasty. Next, we do play Trident Revolver. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less. Pretty much any blockers that you think are in the way, kill them. Then if you play, you may play 1 tamer level 4 cost, which congratulations, we only play 4 cost tamers in this deck. Again, play it for free. Again, Trident Revolver really speeds up this deck's ability to do things. Next, we do play the Transcendent Sword. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 11,000 DP or less. If you have a Digimon with Omnimon, Greymon, or Dexter Burning Gray, or Dexter does not count in its name, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 5,000 or less DP. Again, we'll use Zawart Defeat for Transcendent Sword. Next, we do have Gaia Force in here because Gaia Force in the security is just nasty. Again, just being nasty. Holy Waves in here to just annoy the daylights out of your opponent. I'm not even joking. Most people get really annoyed because again, if this ends up being checked twice in a row, your opponent just goes like, why did I just waste my turn? Just this card makes people cringe. Next, Tactical Retreat. So you're not going to use the main effect really often at all, but the security triggering draw one is why it's in here, just to be more annoying. Next, we do have the Tai Mat Ishida. So at the start of your turn, if your opponent's level 6 or higher Digimon in play, gain 2 memory. Again, quite useful because, again, if Megazoo starts being really prevalent, and then a Lord Nightmon is really prevalent, so this card helps gain you more memory so that you don't just give them a shit ton of memory. So your opponent with Omnimon in its name, while your Digimons with Omnimon in its name, gain a security +1 attack. So our Zord defeat can swing in for 2s. That's all it really is for. And then TK, one of the strongest Digi tamers ever. So if you have 2 memory or less, set your memory to 3. Look at the security stack, reveal 1 card in his hand, add it to your hand. If that card is yellow, recovery +1. Again, we have plenty of targets. We'll grab stuff we need and then just recover. Again, even casting Holy Wave from our hand is still nasty enough to annoy our opponent. Again, this deck takes its time. It wants to load it up with security options that your opponent will cringe for. So guys, let's head to the next deck. So the next deck on the table is this black-red deck. So this is black-red security control. Again, you might be wondering, what? This doesn't have any recovery. How can this be security control? Well, haven't you realized that security control is either big, beefy mons that they swing into, they lose out, they're kind of screwed, they're kind of just not in a good spot afterwards? That's what the kind of security control can be. Again, Digimon can count as security control as long as there's enough power level to justify them killing off your opponent's mon. So we play the Koromon just to be able to play our Gaia Forces and Transcended Swords from hand. Next, we have this Mecha Kodoramamon. So again, it's really interesting because it's a blocker, but this Digimon can attack, which is nothing big deal. We kind of get this common place with blockers anyway with black. But when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon and survives, unsuspend it. Again, this helps in the Rookie Rush matchup that you do struggle occasionally in, because again, they will swing in. They do have their jammers and stuff like that, but at least this card will block multiple mons and just clear the pathway. Again, it's such a scary card because again, they have to remove it first and you'll just keep slapping it down. Next, Androidmon is in here to be a blocker. Again, 7k blocker, 7 on play, and then DP7. It's just always nasty. Andromon's in here to be just a quick getting into our level 7s. Again, you want to play them real down quick and then Digivolve right on top of it. Then we do have Ridemyavatar as another option to Digivolve on top of, just to gain our level 7s. Pretty much blocker, that's all he's here for. Ridemyavatar helps protect in the matchup anything that doesn't just minus us DP. They kill it, again, is nearly impossible unless they swing into it. So again, you don't have to really worry too much about Ridemyavatar because it has blocker and all blockers gain protection. Next, Bancho Golemon. So it's a blocker, but during your turn, if your opponent has 3 or more Digimon in play, this Digimon gets plus 3000 DP, becoming a 14k attacker, but a 14k blocker is what we really care about, right? Right. Next, we play Alter S to be able to clear those annoying Rookie Rush boards that people seem to build up if they are going too slow. Again, when Digivolving triggered, D-Digivolution on all your opponent's Digimon. If they are level 3 Digimon, you can't go any further, but delete all your opponent's Digimon with 5000 or less DP. Again, really nasty. You can kill off some champions too while you're at it. Next, Omnimon Zawart is here when trashing top 3 cards of your deck. Then play a level 2 or 2 black or 2 purple. Again, why are we playing these? Because that have play cost 8 or less from trash without paying its memory cost. Again, it cares about play cost, so we're going to get Mecha or Hyandramon. You just start it all over again. When attacking, you may return 1 level 6 Digimon card from your Digievolution cards to your hand. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Unsuspended Digimon that has play cost 12 or less. Kill a Mega. That is standing. So Omnimon Zawart Defeat is here because, again, security decks just love this card. It just nullifies the battle. It deletes one of your opponent's Digimon if you Digivolve into it, and then when it dies, it deletes one of your opponent's Digimon. Really nasty, really powerful. Here is Ultimate Flare. So triggering Digivolve of 3, we don't really care about that because, again, if this is revealed in security, even if we Digivolve 3, it trashes, delete all your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 3 or less. Again, most rookie rush boards are fearing this card. Ultimate Flare is just nasty. Princess Sword is to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 11,000 DP. That's all it's going to do. Because again, or unless we have the Omnimons out, then it's going to just delete any Omnimon up. Next, we do have Gaia Force to delete one of our opponent's Digimon. Again, checking Gaia Force in security just makes people cry. Kamiya of Black is if you have 2 or less memory, set your memory to 3, and all your black Digimon get plus 1,000 DP. Again, giving extra blocker bonuses, because again, being higher than your opponent means they can't get over it. So, start of your turn, your opponent has a level 6 or higher, gain 2 memory. Your Digimon with Omnimon in its name gains security plus 1. Just to get those final pokes that just sometimes you need to do for lethal. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this deck profile. Let's dive into the next one. So, still continuing in black colors, we have pretty much Kaiser Nail security deck. So again, you might be wondering, how can this be? You showed off 2 decks that aren't classified security deck. Well, Mons are security. Again, they're huge, they're beefy, they swing into it. Unless they have the material ready to handle it, they're going to lose their Mon. So it is a security deck at the end of the day, unless you're facing a jamming deck. Then this is a deck, he just cries in corner and dies. So, first off, we play the Demi Vmon for the draw ability to Digivolve on top of our Vmons. Just because jamming threat, again, most people will target the Vmon before they target anything else, and especially if we're going to slap down big guys that are walling up and keeping our security high because they got to swing through these guys. It's just really annoying for them. They have a bad day. They cry. Next, we play Shademon because, again, if it gets revealed in security, we get a free blocker out of the deal. We play Magnadramon because the fact is it gives blocker to one of our Megas. So again, Hyandramon becomes a blocker. Brainamon gets to protect it. You know, Bryolunamon becomes a blocker. It gets to protect it. Or, you know, you can slap down Bryolunamon and just not care. Machine Dramon's in here for the fact is it has a fantastic Digi Evolution 2 of your opponent's Digimon. If there's no Digi Evolution cards or it becomes a level 3, don't trash any more cards. Again, really powerful skill, being able to kill off pretty much all the big guys and bring them down enough just so that your opponent just cringes ever so slightly. Again, Bryolunamon I talked about gives a fancy blocker to its level 7 counterpart. So Craniamon is in here for blockers and be able to protect your blockers from destruction effects. Because again, in the mirror match against yellow securities or anything security related, Craniamon coming down usually means that half their options don't work. Next, we play Bancho Golemon. Again, he's a blocker, but during your opponent's turn, he becomes a 14k blocker. Next, we do play Black War Greymon, security and reboot. Again, he's in here just to get those lethal pokes. He goes poke, poke, poke. If you Digivolve on top of him with, on top of Mechadramon, you get to give him blocker, and then Greymon protects him while he swings, and then he reboots out of your opponent's swinging potential. Next, we do play Millenniumon because Millenniumon is nasty still. Being able to reset one big stack back to the bottom of the deck is just nasty. Ultra S is in here to Digivolve pretty much everything, and if they are all, if any Digimon are have 5,000 or DP or less, delete them all. When attacking, you may return a level 6 to make it unblockable. Being able to get that final poke is sometimes game finisher. Next, Antibody is in this deck because your Digimon with Omnimon in its name can Digivolve into this card from hand for a memory cost 3, ignoring the Digievolution requirements. When attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon because he can clear out things. He's a really nasty card because, again, he doesn't do much but to kill. And then during your opponent's turn, when your opponent's Digimon attacks, you may trash 2 cards from this card's evolution stack, again, to clear out stuff. Again, but it'll probably have blockers, so you don't have to really worry too much. Again, just things to look out for. Next, we have Zoroark Defeat. So the attacking Digimon cannot battle this security Digimon. Play this card without paying its memory cost. Congratulations, you get a Zoroark Defeat on the field if it's in the security, and it gets checked. When digivolving, delete one of your opponent's tamers, and on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Nice, nice, nice. Ultimate Flare is in here for triggering D-Digivolve 3 on one of your opponent's Digimon, and then if you have no Digi-Evolution cards or becomes a level 3, you stop Digi-Evolution, then delete all your opponent's Digimon with play cost 3 or less. Again, killing off Rookie Rush boards, that's the main thing, because Rookie Rush can overpower us. Kaiser Nails in here to spread the love, as they say. Again, being able to pull out Omnimons, Alter S's, or anything like that, just replay them, get yourself wide boards again. Just makes your opponent sad and cringe. Again, the only time Kaiser Nail sucks is if it's revealed on the first security check and you don't have anything to work with it. Next, you have Tai Kamiya, because if you have 2 or less memory, set it to 3, but all your black Digimon plus 1000 DP on your opponent's turn, because they are going to be blocking, they're going to need the extra boost. And again, enough of these can make it so minusing doesn't add up for some of the decks. Next, we do play Tai and Matt Ishida, because Tai and Matt Ishida is still fantastic. Opponent has a level 6 or higher in play, gain 2 memory. Cool. Again, your opponent will most likely have this because they have to get to that point, and because we're forcing them into that point, they cringe because we're going to just block them outright. And when you're digivolving into an Digimon with Omnimon in its name, gain security plus 1. Again, we have plenty of those, and being able to pull out from underneath X Antibody another Omnimon with Kaiser Nail just sometimes is game finisher, and your opponent really can't deal with it. So guys, hopefully you like this video. Let's dive into the next. I wasn't joking, eventually we get to yellow, right? We got to yellow, boys and girls. Finally, some major yellow deck themed bonuses of what Security Rush kind of looks like now, but it's evolved even further. Again, we have 4 Koopamons, because again, we're going to be at 5 a lot of the game. So being able to draw a card for it when Salamon swings in or anything like that, or any of our other Digimon that we play. Again, what's really nice about Salamon is if you have 3 or less security, trigger draw 1. Again, putting another card on the top of the security stack to make our opponent cringe. Next, we do play Lucamon, so if you have 10 or more cards in trash, when playing this card from your hand, reduce the play cost by 8, becoming a 5k. Recovery plus 1, and then again, it can only get digivolved on top of by Lucamons, so then definitely. Next, we have Renamon. So give one of your opponent's Digimon security -1. Again, on play. Again, that's how that goes. Again, being able to prevent our opponents from digivolving. I mean, swinging in for lethal is sometimes really nasty. Again, that's how we play this. Next, we play Mecha Koromamon, so it's blocker. This Digimon can't attack the opponent's turn. When this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, survives unsuspended. Again, this is what it's going to do. It's going to prevent Rookie Rush boards, because again, they're going to have to bounce this thing. And because it's only a 4-cost play, again, you're just going to replay it, and they're going to have to bounce it, and eventually it's just going to stick, and they're not going to have enough to bounce this thing off the board. So again, we also play Greymon for the security check bounce, and then a Kylamon, same thing. Being able to be checked in security is just really annoying for them. Next, Magna Angemon is triggering recovery plus 1. Again, your turn, this Digimon gets plus 1000 DP for every 3 security cards you have. Again, we're using it for when we digivolve into our Megas. Next, we have Mistymon. For the fact of the matter, 2 of your Digimon gain 2 of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP. Again, nothing too special. Kills off a rookie or 2. Next, we have Seraphimon, so triggering recovery plus 1 when digivolving. Doesn't matter, you can digivolve right on top of Magna Angemon. Congratulations, you recovered. While you have 3 or more security, this Digimon gains security plus 1. Again, super nice, super good. Next, Magna Angemon is if you have 3 or fewer security, trigger recovery plus 2. When attacking, play a level 3 Digimon from your hand without paying its memory cost. Congratulations, you're playing Salamon or Lucamon or Renamon. Which, if we play a Renamon, making our opponent lose any Mons security attacks is just nasty. Contorusmon's in here for the same reason, as similar to Renamon. Being able to, when you digivolve and then completely shut off their swings for a turn is really nasty. Princeheaded Sword is delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 11,000 DP or less. That's the only time we're going to be able to use it, for the 11,000 or less DP. Again, killing most ultimates and champions and anything below is just really nice. Guy Forces just kill anything. Eden's Javelin is based on your hand size. You will have a massive hand size because, again, you're not going to be accumulating too much resources. But again, when you start accumulating a lot, Eden's Javelin just adds up, and being able to kill most things on the low end really does help out because, again, Eden's Javelin, if you have 3 memory, you're not giving your opponent more than 3. Next, Tai is here because Tai gives all our Digimon an extra 1000 DP because, again, extra 1000 is nasty. TK is TK. Again, look at the security stack, reveal 1 card from it, add it to your hand. Again, if you added a yellow card, trigger recovery +1. Again, really nice. Very powerful. Just nuts. This card makes your hand secondary in your security and just lets you see and have knowledge of what's there. Again, so the card is way too good not to pass up on. So again, guys, hopefully you like this deck profile. We will dive into the next one right like this. Final security deck, boys and girls. Again, we've gone through 4 lists so far, and this is our 5th one final countdown, boys and girls. Again, this deck can be one of the meanest if you come across it, so be prepared to see this one. Next is Cupimon. If you have 5 or fewer or more security, trigger draw 1. Again, really nice if we combo it with Salamon. Salamon, at least if you have 3 or fewer security card, trigger recovery +1. Again, we don't need it as much with this deck because, again, we should be winning before they even get a shot at it. Lucimon's in here to be Lucimon because if, again, you have 10 or more, he's a 5 cost. And then recovery +1 on play. And then he only can Digivolve into Lucimons. Next is Magnet Angemon in here for on play, trigger recovery +1. Then your turn if this Digimon gets +1000 DP for every 3 security cards you have. Again, you are going to have that, so it's going to make your Seraphimon or Magnetron really powerful, or your Vulcan Arm for whatever reason. Next, we do play the Shikuyamon. The Shikuyamon is, this Digimon is also treated as a blue one. We don't really care about that, but it's slapping down this against a security rush board. Just makes them really annoyed. They can't handle this, and I really promise you they're going to hate it. Again, being able to shut down stuff is just nasty. Again, we do have Machine Dramon in here for on-play Digivolve 2. Again, Digivolving 2 of your opponent's Mons from either a Mega down to a Champion or a Ultimate down into a Rookie. Again, just sometimes can be game-changing because, again, they have to climb back up, and sometimes that's heavy resources they didn't really have to climb back up. Next, we're playing Seraphimon, so when Digivolving, trigger recovery +1. It's only going to really Digivolve onto Shikuyamon or Magnet Angemon. So again, and then while you have 3 or more security, it gains plus security attacks. Sometimes that's just lethal enough to annoy your opponent. Next, we have Magnet Dramon. So if you have 3 or fewer security cards, trigger recovery +2. And bring yourself back up for the 5. Your opponent wants to just pull their hair out and just scream, "Why?" So when attacking, you may play a level 3 security Digimon. Again, being able to spam out Lucimons is really nice. Again, you want to kill it as soon. If you're playing against it, kill the Magna Angemon because, again, 2 becomes 3 or more. So don't allow that happening. We have Chaosmon Boulder Arm for the fact is activate the following effect twice, minus 7000 DP for the turn. Again, 2 Mons lose that, and on deletion gain +3 memory. Really nice. We play X Antibody to be able to Digivolve on top of Zoroark Defeat. Again, you can play anything else if you don't feel comfortable to only have 4 targets to Digivolve him into. Again, even still, he's just nasty when he just swings. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with DP less than or equal to this Digimon's DP. Again, there's not much that sit above 5000 DP unless you're playing black that can get their Mons up to that. So again, when your Omnimon is in its name, you can Digivolve this for memory cost 3. Ignore the color requirements. So again, really nasty. And then when your opponent Digimon attacked, you may trash 2 Digimon evolution cards to prevent the attack. Really nice. Zoroark Defeat's in here to annoy the daylights when your opponent has to swing into it. Most opponents, when they see a security deck, is just going to go like, just to tell you the truth. Because again, the attacking Digimon does not battle this Digi security. You may play it without paying its memory costs, and then delete one of your opponent's Tamer, and on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Again, still super nasty. Next, Ultimate Flare is to clear out any rookie rush boards. Again, just be able to kill any play cost 3 or less. Just nasty. Again, most Digimon in the rookie department is a play cost 3 or less. Nobody really plays the 4 cost. Next, we do play Transcended Sword, so if we have the Omnimon on the board, congratulations, you can kill 15 or less instead. Again, it's normally just 11k. Next, Gaia Force is there to just, if it appears in security, congratulations, you kill off your opponent. Blade of Truth is triggering draw 1 for every security card you have. For every 2 security cards, let me rephrase that. So most of the time you can get up to 6. 3-card draw is just nasty, especially when your opponent you don't want to draw that many. So Holy Wave's in here to be that annoying card if they reveal in security. Congratulations, recovery. And then you have Tactical Retreat. For the fact of the matter is, it is still a card that triggers on the security stack to recover us 1, or you can literally just play it for 1 and put a mon that's huge and beefy on the top. Next, we have TK. So if you're 2 or less, again, TK is broken. We already know this. And being able to check your security and recovery 1 by adding one of our yellow cards to our hand is just nasty. Next, we do play the TK that literally makes our security Digimon so beefy that they can't even swing into it without knowing they're going to lose their mon. Again, unless you have jamming, that's the only way around it. So guys, what did you think about these deck profiles? Did you like them? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!